When Daniel Johnston completed his Fun album a couple of months ago, Atlantic Records was ecstatic. Yves Beauvais, who had signed Daniel to the label and shepherded him through the recording process, thought it was a brilliant showcasing of one of America's foremost songwriters of our time. Everyone for whom he played the tape seemed to agree with the assessment, as Daniel's appeal cut across the usual divisions of taste and category. Hibber-than-thou alternative types were drawn to his emotional honesty and playful imagination, and so were those who usually favor more conventionally sensitive singer-songwriters. Even the metalheads at the label dug Daniel. In fact, there was only one person who didn't initially seem to much like the album, and that was Daniel Johnston. Daniel hated it so much he didn't want it released. This came as a great surprise to Beauvais, since the project had followed Daniel's dictates every step of the way. He had worked with the producer he insisted upon, Paul Leary of the Butthole Surfers. He had recorded in the manner that felt most comfortable, in the garage of his parents' house in Waller, where 34-year-old Daniel has been living since his release a year ago from Austin State Hospital, rather than a conventional recording studio. And he had seemed to enjoy and approve every facet of the sessions. Until he heard the final tape. "I'm surprised you've heard about this," said Beauvais. "That was a very strange week and a half we spent. I truly did not know what to do, whether we should just bag the whole deal. I didn't think Atlantic was going to give me another recording budget to make another record, especially since everybody here was thrilled with it. Here we were faced with the absurd scenario of an artist delivering a record, we welcome it with open arms, saying "THIS is wonderful too," and him telling us "BUT, I don't like it too." Nobody said it was going to be easy, though this particular wrinkle was quickly smoothed. It seemed Daniel had been playing the tape on an old boombox with one of its channels malfunctioning. Once Leary brought him to Austin and played the tape on a good system, Daniel heard what he was missing and expressed delight. With artist and label equally enthusiastic, Fun will introduce Daniel Johnston to much of the world on September 6. Thus it will likely fan the flames of debate, genius or joke that have swirled around Johnston since he began performing in Austin almost a decade ago. In those days, he was working at McDonald's, spending most of his time and money in his apartment recording cassettes, which he would give away to pretty girls, members of bands and anyone who looked remotely interested. With his wobbly voice and rudimentary instrumental skills, Daniel's music seemed impossibly innocent and almost painfully sincere. That Daniel was so determined that such recordings would make him a star seemed the obsession of a man with a tenuous grasp of reality. "I wanted to be famous. That was number one in my mind," explained Daniel at the dining room table of his parents' house in Waller. He was heavier and his hair was grayer than when we had last visited a couple of years ago, but he was plainly in good spirits in anticipation of the album's release. "I wanted to be the Kenny Rogers on my block," he said. "In everything that I did, the way that I acted and what I said to people, I was thinking back